don't have to see ghosts to feel them everywhere when so many lives have something out there day to day.
Tonight on Ghost Tourist.
Hi, this is Scott.
And I'm Cindy. And we're Ghost Tourists. When we travel, we visit haunted locations.
So we can tell you if they're spooky or dooky. If you've seen the other two Thornewood videos, then you probably remember this.
And I didn't want to go investigate the house, at night, that first night. It was the second night, and after we saw the place in daylight, then I was more comfortable going into the house.
So now it was finally time for us to explore the castle and the ghostly stories therein.
The new owners their last name is Robinson. The woman, Robinson, has been reading down in the parlor room downstairs. And she all of a sudden saw and heard a party gathering.
Oh.
So there was at least 100 people, she said, dancing and drinking in the lobby.
That's a lot of ghosts.
Right. It was kind of hazy, so she didn't, she couldn't see it very clearly. But one of those 100 guests dropped the glass and broke it.
Oh, dear. She also reported that she had a very strong feeling that she was an intruder in her own house.
Get out!
But somehow the ghosts were disturbed by her being, I guess she wasn't invited.
She was bothered. They were bothered by her being there. What, reading a book?
Yeah.
You can't read a book while there's a party going on.
No, she's a wallflower.
This is the dining room. Or do you think it's a ballroom? It's lit up like this. It was so dark last night. We should have brought our ghost stuff with us.
There was a wedding there, and the wedding photographer, kept seeing orbs when he was trying to take a picture of the married couple in their first dance. And his wife, who had, I guess, had paranormal experiences before, asked the spirits to dance somewhere else. And immediately the orbs disappeared.
She's got power. The wife.
Wives do.
And now, stories of Thornewood Castle.
Okay, this is the guest book for Anna's room, where people talk about having anniversaries and romantic getaways, but more importantly, talking about ghosts. On April 12th, 2021, someone said, "We had quite a few events happen to us, including a faint woman's voice saying, 'Help,' while we were sleeping.
Help.
Caught that one on camera. All the noises were insane. We were the only guests in the castle, which was what we wanted."
In the staircase, Anna and Chester, the original owners, are occasionally seen locking arms and all dressed to the nines as if they are going to an event.
Maybe that party in the lobby.
No, that party in the lobby happened later.
Oh.
They never move. They simply appear, and then they disappear.
So they're not really going to a party. They're just standing at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, maybe they're just admiring their house.
Huh. Deanna, the current owner, said she saw a vortex in the Great Hall that had just appeared on the staircase. She saw a bunch of spirits coming out of the vortex, but because she had had a near-death experience of her own in the past, she didn't investigate because she was worried she'd get pulled to the other side.
Deanna.
She is something.
And now, stories of Thornewood Castle.
Okay, 3/19/2022. We all stayed in this lovely room. Anna appeared to us all differently. One heard humming. She closed the door behind another, and the lights flickered as we lounged in her bathroom, drinking champagne and dressing up. All right, these people are freaks.
So they're not sure if the paintings themselves are haunted, but there was a woman and her daughter staying there.
And a woman and her daughter were looking at the pictures, and they insulted the picture by saying that the lady was ugly.
That lady ugly.
And then, so they immediately felt like they needed to apologize.
Well, that's good.
And so they did. And later, when they were walking to the stairs towards the picture, the mother slipped. And right as they were walking, she fell.
Oh, dear.
Okay. The daughter laughed.
That's hilarious to see your mom fall down the stairs.
And as she continued down the stairs, she also slipped and fell. But she managed to catch herself because, she's younger and has better reflexes.
So
they both blamed the pictures.
I blame them for not being coordinated. Finally, we headed upstairs to explore the rest of the castle.
December 19 to 21. No year listed. Anna's room is defo spooky. Slamming doors and creaky windows are moody and perfect for a haunted room.
Wait for me.
Chester's room, which we couldn't actually find, it's somewhere on the second floor. That's where he died, in that bedroom. And his ghost is seen there sometimes, but they think it's just a residual ghost. So what does that mean?
A ghost that just does the same thing over and over and over.
So he's not sentient. He doesn't interact with...
He doesn't interact. He just kind of is there.
So he always walks, apparently, from the front door of his room, past the bed, and into the restroom. So he has got serious diarrhea. Ghostly.
No, he's just repeating a pattern.
So the most memorable thing is him going to the bathroom each night.
Right. That was like his pattern. There's something. Look. It's gone now.
There was another guest who started hearing noises at 3:33 a.m.
The door in his locked room began to open and slam repeatedly.
That's pretty freaky. If my door was locked,
Yeah.
and if it just rattled, that's one thing, but if it's opening and closing...
Well, if it rattled, then I would just think that somebody was trying to get into my room. It is like a hotel.
Yeah. And then the same guy, when he got home and he developed his pictures from his vacation, he said he saw full apparitions in the photos.
Look. Not looking.
Why don't they have it on their website?
Exactly. Why? Where are these photos? Why aren't they on the front page of the New York Times?
Right.
This guy's a jerk.
He's not honest.
No.
And now, stories of Thornewood Castle.
6/18/2022. We're staying in Anna's room before the night of my wedding. Although there's only my fiance and me in the room, I'm pretty sure there's a third person, if indeed he was, spying on us from the corner.
So there's a media room. It's basically got a bunch of DVDs and then a big poster of Rose Red, which was the Stephen King movie that was filmed there. But when we went in,
There's no light. How did that happen? I tried it twice and it didn't work.
there's a story about a guy who went in there. There was nobody else around, but he smelled cigars or smoking tobacco. And then the floor creaked right behind him. And when he spun around to see who was there was nobody there. It's not a very interesting story. Next, we went into the game room, which this next story has nothing to do with.
June 19, 2021. They had a wonderful time, but did anyone else hear a music box playing late one night? No.
The carpet is very fluffy here. Very smooshy. What are you doing? Did you fart?
So, in the third floor closet, there was a guest that was rummaging through the closet.
Wait. Why was there a guest rummaging through somebody else's closet?
Well, maybe it was in their room. And all of a sudden, she felt as if somebody was behind her.
Oh.
So she got up and turned around and looked, and it was a man in old-style clothing with his hand on his hip, as if to imply she shouldn't be doing that.
Well, she shouldn't. That was my initial reaction.
So when she looked back up, he was gone.
Oh, sweet
Vanished.
mother of God. There's also a hall of mirrors upstairs, and they say that there's a carpet runner that moves to the right of the hallway. Even if the people who work there recenter it and nobody's been through there, it still goes off center.
Yeah.
More than one person has gotten a really unusual feeling in the hall of mirrors, a feeling like you don't belong, like something there wants you to leave.
Yeah, don't they know that mirrors are like portals to hell?
I thought it was to other dimensions.
Well, hell!
Yeah, all right.
And now, stories of Thornewood Castle.
6/21/22. We did have an experience here that we truly couldn't explain. My mom had pulled the blinds shut near the bed and continued our dinner. Not 5 minutes later, the blinds suddenly snapped open. After we both put our hearts back in our chests, Mom tested out the blinds to see how it could have snapped open with such force. We couldn't explain it. Supernatural? Who knows? July 25, 2021. We didn't get to see Anna, but we heard the chair creak as if someone had sat down, and then a few minutes later it creaked as if someone got back up.
All right, we've spent the night here. We're about to leave to go out to breakfast, and coming around the corner, what happened?
Out of the corner of my eye, I could see somebody sitting there momentarily in that chair. It was a flash, and I looked at it carefully, and then I turned, and then I couldn't see it again anymore.
What was it?
It was a man.
Woman?
It was a man.
Tall, small.
He was thin and average height. I mean,
Did he
was
have
like-
a big stove top hat?
No, yeah, he was like in a like a suit, like a tuxedo, like dressed up. 1900s. So it was a very comfortable stay. It's a beautiful home, and if you like creepy, then definitely come stay in this place. You know, you can feel that the house itself has energy, and so.
So on the spooky scale, we give Thornewood Castle 5 out of 5 ghosts.
But it's beautiful. Like, I would get married here again. You want to get married?
No.